All right, y'all, what's going on? What is happening? What is up? It is Smitty here, and we are live as you can see. Um, got this stream going here, just gonna let that run in the background. So I'm running it on the PC. This is the PC version of Madden. Um, and shout out to Sabo and all the guys with the PC modding and everything they've done. All I've added was his gameplay mods to the game, which do help the gameplay a little bit better. But you know, it's band-aiding it as best as you can. You're making the best out of the situation that it is. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So, but shout out to those guys. They do a remarkable job. They do what they can. You know what I'm saying? So much respect to those cats over there. And they're on Discord and everything. And once I get all the mods set up, I'll actually run a franchise with their mods, so that way you guys can see it. Stream it out a little bit. Y'all can all see the franchise gameplay and everything with their mods more full blown. So, but what up, Chris? What's happening, man? I don't know what is up with the chat part here. Not showing up in the chat section. Hold on. I don't know what is up with my chat not showing up in that chat section. Like I said, I still got to work with it. You know what I'm saying? I still got to work with it a bit. So I don't know. I don't know what I may need to do to get it to work appropriately or not. But I mean, I'm not too concerned. This is just the way the layout came. So that's why I try to, work with it the way that it came. So, but anyways, so the key thing here I'm here to talk about today, man, is this, this Madden situation, this exclusivity situation. So you can hear the game a little bit too, but I don't know, man. I mean, like my thoughts on it are this. Yeah. Competition is what's going to bring excellence forth. Competition is what's going to do it. It's not going to happen, it's not going to happen with, with EA doing things the way they do it, with nobody there to push them. And I mean, I know people love to call out and say, oh, but the devs are the problem, man. This is the problem, that's the problem. It's not the devs. It's not the dev team. You know what I'm saying? Rex left the studio. His testimony spoke volumes. Like, he didn't leave. Trust and believe, he didn't leave because, he was going to get fired because he didn't have the talent to, make the game the way it should be made. That it's not even close to that. The problem is that the way things are ran in that, as far as the sports gaming division, that's above his head. You know what I'm saying? He can't control what dudes choose to do. He can't make, what I'm saying? Like, he's at one level, and then you got other people up over their heads. And I mean, it's the same deal with Clint. Same deal with Clint, with Clint, with A-Dub, with any of those guys you identify with publicly. Those guys have to follow suit. So, regardless of how we may feel, or even how they may feel, at the end of the day, they have to do a job. You know what I'm saying? And this is not me speaking. I'm not saying anything to sound, empathetic or anything like that. And just be like, it's not about, feeling sorry. Yeah, I see the chat thing. It just came through there. Cool. So it's got nothing to do with saying, oh, feel sorry for the devs and feel bad for them and all that stuff. It's got nothing to do with any of that, man. It's not about feeling bad for anybody. It's the fact of the matter that, you know, we unfortunately, bring the mouse off the screen. There we go. That helps a bit. All right. But it's, you know, we're being served up a game that hasn't truly delivered what we wanted since the PS2 and Xbox days. Pretty much. That's the bulk of it. Now, I mean, we've had years where you've seen some nice gameplay features, or you've seen some potential nice additions. Like, I don't look at, you know, CFM to me, at least like I said, to me, CFM is not a bad it's not a bad addition to the game. You know what I'm saying? Huh, interesting. Okay. So, you know, it's not a bad game. Like, I don't, you know, I don't look at it like, oh, this game's, you know, it's like it has potential to do some really good stuff. And I'm sorry. Um I'm just I'm checking multiple things here at the same time. So I apologize about that, y'all. Just real quick checking out um checking out settings. So I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, okay, so it shows it up there. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, I won't worry about it then. So let me pull that back up. Okay, so no, what's the most disappointing about EA? Yo, and if you guys could smash, if y'all could hit that like button, I'll greatly appreciate it. Share this if you like as well. You know, that'll be very much appreciated, you guys. But um, yeah, like the most disappointing thing about this situation is that we, the gamers, are left at the mercy of whatever's put out. Like, Ultimate Team makes a lot of money, right? You know, Ultimate Team makes a lot of money, but look, 2K makes tons of money with my team and VC transactions and things like that. But yet that game sells over 10 million. You know, they sell between 10 and 12 million copies a year. You know what I'm saying? And shout out Bland's Bulldozer. Appreciate that follow there. Appreciate you, good sir, for that. But yeah, man, like, yo, you know, the game needs to be better. The game has to be better. Like, it's like all these years, Madden has given Madden has given us features that could have made the game a lot better. Zipping down. Dre. Okay. What up, Godspeed? What's going on with you, man? Player movement and absolute angles are biggest gripes this year. I think they wanted to show players with breakaway highlight capabilities, but it went too far. Now I agree with that, Dre. They did. It went way too far. Way too far. Like, it shouldn't have been that extreme. You know what I'm saying? They did a better job, and once again, going back to the PS2 and Xbox days, when they brought those abilities in, and you know, I saw them on PS2 and Xbox. Those abilities, like, they were a lot more tame. Like, yes, they did enhance. They were an enhancement of, you know, those players, but at the same time, it wasn't over the top. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an overload. They didn't OD on it like, oh, because so and so's got a bulldozer badge, he's gonna be running over everybody all the time. It's like, no, players can still get beat. Wideouts will still drop passes. It just decreases that likelihood because, you know what I mean? Or that quarterback can still throw great passes, but they can still get picked off based off of football principles. Like, if you wait too late to throw the ball, or, you know, if you don't throw the ball in the right position, or if you don't, throw the pass in this proper circumstance, you can get picked. You know what I mean? Like, you still had to obey football principles. It's like in this game here, principles and all that stuff, that that just went completely by the wayside. You know what I'm saying? Because the way this game plays, like, it's crazy. So, you know, I feel that, I mean, look, if this extension goes all the way through, and it's 20, what year we talking about? 2026. If they respect the weight and momentum, we could play around. Yeah, that's true, and that's a great point. That is a very good point. I agree with you there. Fully Godspeed on that one. And it's like, here, I'm just gonna pull it down like that. There we go. All right, so if EA, what is it I want to say? Because I don't have no script or nothing like that. I'm just going off the cuff. But look, EA does not have a better string of five. I should say EA does not have a better 5-year string of games than what they did back on PS2 and Xbox. And what I mean by that is their most heralded games, especially Madden 04 and 05. You have Madden, you take Madden 04 and 05, and then you look at Madden 06, 07, and 08. That stretch right there from calendar years 2003 to 2007 was the best stretch that EA had when it came to delivering that football, gaming execution. Like, they did a great job. They earned the respect of being that top dog in the industry. Like, you showcased, not because you're the only company there, or not because you did a great job with marketing. It was because your game spoke the volumes. You delivered it. You delivered a robust franchise mode where players will hold out. You had players that if you had players that were injured, you could rehab them through practicing, things like that. You had players that would you had players that would contractually hold out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had all those different things happening, contractual holdouts, and you had players that would want to play for a particular team for various reasons. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just as simple. It wasn't as simple as just saying, it's just you know, I paid the most money, so he's got to want to play for me. That's how it is in Madden now. That's how it's been in Madden basically since what? Since they made that changeover with Madden 13. Like, since they made that systematic conversion and bringing superstar mode and franchise mode and all that together. Well, superstar mode hasn't been superstar mode for a long time. But, being able to play as a player and then be a coach and then be an owner, ever since they did that 20 calendar year 2012 and 2013, that's, we have not seen that mode grow. And it's like what my man Azura said, man, these dudes are making billions. These dudes have been pocketing billions of dollars in microtransactional revenue. But when you made Madden 04 through 008 on PS2 and Xbox, you had no microtransactional revenue. You had no post-purchase transactional revenue to account for. So there was no way to say, oh, well, we don't have the resources, we don't have the staffing or the funding, or we can't do, unfortunately, this, that, and the third because of blah blah. None of that was going on back then. Sliders were so good. Plus, replays taught you the X's and O's. Yep, see, that's another good point there. But yeah, like, it's like, what did my man Dre say? They need to figure out how to show player awareness with user, defensive, and offensive players. And that's true. QB cone was as close as it got, and that's true. Even if they didn't bring the vision cone back, like you don't have to have the vision cone, but you have to have a better control that showcases that diversity between offensive and defensive players alike. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have that. Matter of fact, hold on, let me see. Before I hit this. Okay, the mouse went off the screen. Cool. All right. But if you have to have a systematic way of showcasing that. And it's like right now you don't have anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not on the user. It shouldn't be on the user. Yeah. It shouldn't be on the user to have to figure that, to manipulate the system. Like Sabo and all those guys, they're manipulating the living daylights out of this game to give us something decent to play. And it shouldn't even take all that, you know? My reporting breaking news, is there an extension for EA? No, I'm not reporting no breaking news. I'm giving my 2 cents. Yeah. No, Bland. Yeah, no, this is not. The breaking news is that they're voting on it. Like, that's the breaking news. They're going to be voting on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be doing a vote in which, if it goes through, they will have full-blown exclusivity through calendar year 2026. And then if somebody else wants to make a game, they can make a game as long as it's arcade. It can't be sim. So you can't. So as far as authentically replicating the NFL, they won't be able. Nobody else will be able to make a game like that except EA. That's what the big deal is. You know what I'm saying? So that's the point. Because what we were first banking on was, 2K is coming back. Everybody had their speculation, but I'm like, well, let's see what ends up happening, right? Now the print is clear as day. There ain't no fine print in this. It's clear as day. If EA signs the deal, if this deal goes through, that's it. Yo, what up, Bills? What's going on, brother? But if the deal goes through, that's it. This will be the only game we'll have. You know what I'm saying? But now it'll be clear as day to turn the heat up on them cats. I mean, everybody needs to turn the heat up to 1,000 on them cats and deliver. Like, seriously, that's it. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the only thing you can really do. And I'm not saying be belligerent and ignorant towards, when it comes to feedbacking and pointing things out. But at the same time, it's like, yo, all the heat is going to be on them now because they got to deliver. They ain't going to have a choice. You know what I'm saying? But once again, there's that aspect of people lining EA's pockets, easily because they're giving the money. They're easily giving them the money. They're easily, they're bankrolling. They're bankrolling off of their microtransactions, like I had mentioned before. Hey, EA, like I said, that's on Electronic Arts. That's not on Electronic Arts. That's on the people. Because look, if people don't buy, or if people don't spend as much money, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be impactful. But when they're the only game on the block, you ain't got no choice. I mean, look what happened in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? Y'all saw the Madden. Even if you didn't watch the tournament and you just watched that game, like, seriously, if you just watch that game alone, like, my man literally just ran the ball and he had a punter at quarterback purposely because it was a systematic exploit, so that way you could hand the ball off. He hands the ball off quicker than the defense can potentially react. So that was a purposely made move for him to do that. Let me see. What did he say here? Yeah, exclusivity is nightmarish, man. And see, look, my man played defense, and yeah, like you said, guys that watch the tournament and people that are fans of the tournament seem to be like, yo, he played great defense. Man, he played great Madden defense. He didn't play great football defense. And that's, once again, that's the point that we always make when it comes to seeing the game on that stage. It's not about the game being perfect, but you can do a way better job than what we got here. Like, you're telling me this game here. Well, there's all the point in the direction of the game. You're telling me this game you guys see on the screen here, this is the absolute best game that we can get. Come on, man, we can get better than this. We get way better than it. Like, look, dudes got their knees all bent in and stuff like that. You got animation. You have some nice looking animations, but the way they trigger and stuff, things don't make sense. You have illogical decision making by your secondaries and everything like that. Like, and that's what I'm saying. I know guys will come up and argue and say, "Oh, but that's what you're supposed to user them and all that stuff." It's like, no. You're not supposed to user every single player on the field. Heck, even these tournament players, they don't user every player on the field. You know what I mean? You have players at certain rating criteria because you expect them to perform, though. But even if they don't have the ratings necessarily like that, you expect better logical decision making, sound football intellect, on various levels to be shown through the rating disparity. Physicality depicted through weight, momentum, angles taken, size, speed, foot planting, all those different things. And it's like none of that stuff truly is prevalent in any of these games. I don't understand why it's not. But you did a real good job of depicting this stuff back on PS2 and Xbox. That's what grinds my gears the most. I gotta go back and play those games to be, to get that experience. And that's corny. That is absurdly corny. I'm sorry, that's not acceptable to me, man. It gotta be better than that. So yeah, that's why I'm like, I would hate for the deal to go through because I don't like that exclusivity bit. I mean, look, NBA 2K, if EA was taking care of their business, I wouldn't even be tripping. I wouldn't even be tripping on them getting the extension. The only thing that I would have a problem with is the fact that I'll be like, you know what? It would be cool to see EA deliver something. I would like to see EA have a dog in the fight. You know what I mean? Like, if it, in the case of basketball, like, I would like to see EA have a dog in the fight. But am I going to sit up here and act like I'm disappointed in 2K basketball compared to what Live has offered us? And what EA has offered us with Live? Hey, I'm not going to sit here and be upset about that. Are you kidding me? No. And that's why I said, like, I see people tweet, and listen, to each its own. Like, I see people that play NBA 2K and say, oh, they're going to ruin football. Oh, I don't want them to get involved with football. They're going to ruin that too. And it's like, have you played Live? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you guys I'm like, the people that complain like that, I don't think you guys have played Live. I mean, play it thoroughly. And then come back and act like, oh man, yeah, Live is so much better than 2K. It's just as good, if not better than 2K. Like, nah, man. It's not the same thing. And let me catch up with y'all in the comments here. K with game off. Madden video game style. Yeah, I mean, we know that's the thing. That's the thing. It's a video game. We understand it's a video game. That's not the problem. The bottom line is that if you're promoting yourself as a authentic, like they said, we're the only ones that can make simulation football. So if you're going to be that, that's what I'm expecting you to do. Period. Okay? NBA 2K. Is it perfect? No. But at the same time, they have Kobe Bryant depicted throughout his career. I'm just using him as an example. They have Michael Jordan depicted throughout his career. Like, his animation, the way Jordan animates when he came into the game in 84, 85, that Jordan is not dunking the same way, shooting the same way. There's a lot of stuff he's not going to do the exact same way as he did with 97, 98 Jordan. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to see him cranking and doing windmills and stuff like that and two-hand reversals and all that like how he did when he was a lot younger. That's my point. Same thing with Kobe. Like, if anybody plays my team at all, they had Kobe Bryant at the end of his career. Kobe Bryant, he rarely dunks the ball. And that's the whole thing. He'll be on a breakaway, he'll have a clear breakaway, and he's laying it in. I'm like, yeah, that at the toward the end of his career, that's how he played, especially that last season. He wasn't going all out, banging out and doing all that stuff. Like, no, he played to his best strengths considering, all the years he had in the league. That's what I'm saying. 2K NBA 2K is not perfect, but they do a great job of replicating players at various stages of their careers accurately. Madden doesn't do that. And it's not, oh, well, we can't. They can, but they don't. And why is that? It's not because the devs aren't intelligent enough. It's because they're not being empowered to do so. They're not being enabled to do so. Let me see what my man Bills say here. Decision to even consider keeping one is okay. Yeah, I know I don't agree with that. That's what I'm saying. EA, the NFL will get so much more money with multiple corporations pouring in, like using the brand. So that doesn't make sense at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it, okay? Think about it. Madden sells between 6-7 million copies a year, right? Now, what if you got NFL 2K? What if you got an NFL 2K that also sells $7 or $8 million, 7 or 8 million copies? Now you're talking about two games you done sold between 14, 15, 16 million copies of football gaming out there, along with Ultimate Team and all that stuff being out there. Ultimate Team, My Team, VC, whatever, like all of that stuff being out there. That's going to make a positive impact at the end of the day, guys. Like, seriously. One time use a sim banner to... That's true. Yeah, that's completely true. In terms of Madden, yep, they use simulation to talk about... remember the Ian Cummings days and all that stuff. Oh man, this game's so realistic. Like, talking about Madden 09 and Madden 10 and all that. This is the most realistic Madden we got to date, and this is that, blah, blah, blah. Like, all that talk, all them speeches. So yeah, so it's like, I want to see EA. Look, I don't have a problem with EA winning. That's the whole thing. I don't care if they win. But my thing is, you got the license. If you told me in 2004 that EA was going to go down the road and be like this, man, I'd tell you crazy. There's no way you would tell me that EA would be looking like this now based off of how they were performing back in 2004, 2005. No way. There's no way. EA paying whatever they're asking for that license. Probably getting back in the football gaming industry. Yeah. To get even more copies of the... Yeah, like, that would... I'm telling you, it would be crazy to have an NFL fever, because look, back then, what do we have, guys? We had NFL fever. What were the games that stood out? Like, that stood out basically in the prime time gaming, which was basically in the PS2 days, PS2 and Xbox days. It was NFL Fever. That was Microsoft's game. You had NFL Fever. You had Quarterback Club. NFL Fever, Quarterback Club. You had Madden. You had 2K. I'm trying to think, was there anyone else? And you had Game Day. You had 5 football games. 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, companies compete, we win. NFL wins because they getting that money. At the end, you went from 5 football games down to 1. Like, no, we don't want to just see one game and that's it. We don't want to see just one game being out there. Excuse me. Like, across the board, all we got is one game to play and we just got to deal with it. Like, oh man, it's got to be better than this, man. That's why so many people. He said it must buck. This must suck to be a dev. So many restraints, never allowed to reach your full. Exactly, dude. Exactly, man. It's annoying, dude. Because like I said, I personally, I would love nothing more that I would love but to see Madden succeed in a great way, man. What's up, Cal Golden? How you doing, man? But there's nothing more I would love to see except for EA to put out a great game, replicating football properly, great AI. And I mean, remember, I talked about it on the Sim Standard, hang out with me and Sim, my brother F Ball, much love to him. He did his thing last night talking about it. But the thing is, guys, is that when we're talking about Madden, you know, they told us when they put out Ignite, biomechanical player movement. How problematic is the player movement? You know what I'm saying? Real world. Excuse me. Human intelligence, players thinking and reacting and everything realistically, thinking for themselves, making decisions, diagnosing what's going on, being aware of their environments and the situation at hand and things like that. Go to your favorite team website, leave a message for the owner. I did that. Oh, okay. All right, dang, that's a good idea there. Like my man Troy has said. I mean, listen, we know that petitions don't work. We know that, everything could be futile, okay, in terms of efforts. And what's up to my brother NY Kia? What's up? It could all be futile and we could all it can just be blowing smoke at the end of the day. But at the same time, it's like we just caught wind of what's going on here. You know what I mean? It's not like we knew 4 or 5 months ago. Excuse me. It's not like we knew 4 or 5 months ago and now we're getting around to like, all right, now since they're making a decision next week, guys, we gotta press. Like, it's like, no, like we just found out about this the other day. It was like 2 days ago or whatever. And now it's like react to it. So I mean, look, if something happens and change is able to come about or whatever, I mean it's gonna come down to the decisions made, man. I just wish that 2K could have a real chance at getting in the mix of this and making a legitimate football game along with EA instead of it just being one and that's it. Like I wish that it could be a meeting of the minds where it's like you got 2K and EA in there at the same time and then they just hash that thing out. Cause I mean, look, at the end of the day, Madden was, the best selling sports game in North America. And NBA 2K, you stupid. You stupid, man. But NBA 2K took over. They took over as the number one selling sports game in North America. And I mean, they did it by doing what EA used to do. You know what I'm saying? They innovated. They innovated their product. They expanded on their product. They added authenticity to it and everything. So that's why it cracks me up when I see people try to go around now and say like, "Oh, well, the thing is nowadays less is more." No, it's not. Because if less is more, then if less is more, then how come NBA Live is gone right now? If less is more. Because if less is more, NBA Live should be a blockbuster smash right now. Like, how come they got to keep going back to the drawing board? They got to keep taking steps away. We're gonna step away again, and we're gonna keep on working, and we'll be back. It's like, no, why you guys got to keep going away? Like, stay put, stay here, persevere, push through everything. Stop going away. And that's all I'm saying. You have a dry franchise. You have a dry franchise mode with no real depth to it. Okay. And I'm like, you have a dry franchise mode with no real depth. You have a what else don't they have? You have. I'll put up MLB. Oh, MLB the show. Come on now. We already know what time it is with that. But I mean, no, you have a franchise mode that has no depth. You have a limited animation library with NBA. Well, I'm talking about NBA Live here. A limited animation library after 5 years of putting this game out. You have a very limited animation library. Um, Two-man animations. I mean, absolutely run that game all the way over, like without question. Could you imagine the modding capabilities of NFL 2K, bruh? Are you kidding me? Man, that'd be crazy, man. That'd be nuts. Kobe, like my man Kobe has said, the modding capabilities of an NFL 2K22. Yeah, that would be insane. Like, you see how they do NBA 2K? Man, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. In which, matter of fact, guys, I do have NBA 2K 20 on here, so I will be downloading mods for that, and I'll be running that on here too. I'll probably run an old school season or something like that, man. You say you're wrong. Tiburon has death. Yeah, they have death. That's you're right about that. Like, goodness gracious. But no, there's no depth in their franchise at all. It's very bland, basic, streamlined, right? I mean, so many static and canned animations. That's what I'm saying. Like, how come that game is limited as that game is? How come that game isn't, how come that game didn't take off like it should have? Because it lacked depth. You got to have depth with animations, with core gameplay in general, with team play, with team and player individuality, with franchise mode depth. Like, people want to have that replicated experience as far as what happens in the NBA. They want that happening in the on the on like in their console port as well. It's not, no one is saying anything, no one is saying do something unrealistic. But it's like when you say that, when you bring up a video game and say it, it's like, oh, why don't you go outside since you want realism? Like, no, it's like there are other games that are already doing this. So we're not saying, it's not a far-fetched thing with Madden. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have enough staff working on your game, and with Madden and Live, if you don't have enough staff working on your game, expand. You make too much money to hear the excuse that, oh, well, we can't, because no, you can. You're not doing it because you don't have to. You're the only ones there. You know? What franchise mode? Never heard of it. Incremental changes but already had a better base. That's why they get away with it. Yeah, that's true. Has rested on its laurels for the past 5 years. See, that's a good point too, though, Bills. But I will say this though, not to say in the defense of their game, but this is also part of the reality too. You had people, they they added a lot of depth in MLB The Show to the point where people would buy the game and not buy the next edition, not because it's bad, but because it's like, dude, I got every, there's so much in this game, I don't need to buy the next one. What I need to do that for? You know what I'm saying? So that's what the deal is with that. You know what I mean? Madden had more depth in the past. That point can't be right. Exactly, Sim. Exactly, bruh. So, and that's true too. And that's very true too, Godspeed. You're right. They should mocap actual football games in the studio. Yeah, that's what NBA 2K does. Like you've heard Mike Wang say that they invite their mocap talent. Yes, they do. They do record various instances and sequences and things like that. But they also just have them come in and they just have them play ball. Like they literally just go in there and play basketball. No, just go ahead and play ball. Let's see what happens. And then they capture all of it. I'm like, that's why 2K got so many intricate animations in their game. Because it's like on top of individual player mocap and certain circumstances or situations, or situational mocap I should say, they also have um a ton of animations that replicate so many so many intricate instances as far as the individual, because they heavily invest, like, play 5v5 and we capping all that, you know what I mean, and then they splice it up and put it in the game. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know at the end of the day. I just feel wary. I feel weary. I feel like I'm definitely concerned about what may happen. Like, I don't know if this may be the beginning of the end. This may be it right here. I mean, look, because like I said, man, if Madden is not hitting, I mean, look, I'll just be playing it on PC. I'll be hollering at Sabo and guys like that for their mods, and I'll play Madden. Of course, I'll always give my feedback and everything, but after that, I'm just gonna move straight on, and I'm gonna play games that give that quality. Like, I'm not about to. That's the one thing I'm not going to be doing, is I'm not going to just be playing a game just to play it. That I refuse to do. You know what I'm saying? If the game's not going to hit, then man, just get it out of here. You know what I mean? If they're not gonna do it, this is CPU versus CPU. Doesn't even look like football. That's what I'm saying. Like, this does not truly look like Sunday football here. You know what I mean? If I fired up All Pro Football, yeah, I bet you guys would be like, yo, now that looks like football. I'm like, yeah, that's the sad part. There's no point, and I shouldn't be busting out a 12, 13-year-old game and saying, like, yo, now you want to see football? Let me bust out the 360 and really show you. Like, that's crazy. That's asinine to me. That shouldn't even be a possibility. Especially at this point. Like, nah, that's dumb. He said, when that deal is signed, if and when that deal is signed, that will culminate 20 years with no other sim game. Yep, that sure will. That sure will. Yeah, definitely will. 2005 to what? 20 yeah. 2025, because the deal will be through 2026. So yeah, that'll be exactly like that. That will be that many years. Without and I'm not counting All Pro Football. We're talking about NFL licensed football game, like a simulation, a competition sim game. It would have been that long, and that's pathetic, man. It looks more like football than current man, and that's exactly the point, Colby. It shouldn't be the case. You telling me EA, with the billions that they make, oh man, we ain't got enough resources. Man, we ain't got enough manpower. Man, we ain't got this, that, and third. And that's why when I would tell people that stuff, like about Live and about Madden and all that, Sim, same thing. We're not blowing smoke, and we're not covering devs. It's like, no, this is it. Like, we real talk. We're short-handed. Real talk. We're short-handed in one way or another. We're short-handed. Like, we're not being given the proper resources. We're not being given, we're not being positioned to win. You know what I'm saying? And that's like the biggest problem out of all, man. Like, that's what irks me so much about this stuff, man. It is so freaking annoying, dude. Cause it's like I want to play football games, man. I want to thoroughly enjoy football games. You know what I'm saying? I want to enjoy it. I really do. I really, really do. But I'm not the type of person that's just gonna accept things. Because look, when Madden was playing, like, you see this pick on screen here, right? Now, what if that was two separate player animations when it came to that wide receiver going up, and that ball organically got batted away, and then he comes away with the INT? Like, if the gameplay was more organic, And man, I wouldn't even be tripping. Like that's the whole thing. They seem to have more game changers. Oh, you stupid. Oh man, you a fool, man. You is a fool for that one, bro. Hey, what up, Havo? What's going on, man? My man King Havo. Big ups to him with the APF editor. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if this deal goes down, y'all definitely holla at that editor, okay? Get at that editor. Shout out to my man 2K Football Now as well. Go ahead and holla at him because he's definitely going to hook. He got me and Sim off right. You know what I'm saying? Playing on the PS3 emulator, gave us the rosters and all that stuff. So he's definitely, Havo got a Discord. You can go over there, get down on it, and enjoy it. Have a real good time, man. It's I know it's crazy once again plugging in old games, but hey, sometimes it's like, are there some big problems in APF as well? I'm not going to sit up here and act like APF is flaw-free football because it definitely isn't. But at the same time, there's a decent amount of football in there that's much better than what we got right now in Madden. So, if you want to play that, give it a shot. Play, you could play PS2, Xbox Maddens if you got the old consoles. Get them. Go ahead and play them. You know what I mean? Like, that quality football. My man Tico. My man. Tico, shoot me a DM if you can, please, on Twitter, because I've been trying to contact you. I want to talk to you, bro. I haven't talked to you in a minute. I really need to talk to you. So please, if you can, please, man, because I need to have a. I don't need to text you, man. I need to have a real, I got to get you on the phone, man. I got to talk to you for a bit. But my brother Tico, man, it's great to see you, bro. But yeah, man, shout out to Havo. Outstanding work he did with that APF editor. There's all kinds of people over there that are helping each other out with it. So it is a good look, you know what I mean? Rocking with that editor. So, and I mean, listen, guys, as you can see here, the game is the way it is. Oh, my man, Mr. Antoine Wright, I appreciate the donation. I don't know why my donation thing won't pop up, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna get off of here. When I get off of here, you know what I'm saying? Like, shoot me a DM on Twitter. Get at me if you can, man. There it is. Well, it finally shown up. I gotta fix it, man. I don't know why it came up like that. It shouldn't have came up the way it did, but I appreciate the love and the support, man. Appreciate the $10 on that, man. Big up to you on that, bro. Yeah, if 2K8 was modernized, I probably wouldn't even be playing Madden, to be quite honest. I wouldn't even be playing Madden. And one brother that I got to shout out, I know he's not on YouTube or anything like that. He's not even on social media, I don't think, anymore. It's Brozales. And if anybody who remembers Brozales from back then, he actually, when the last time me, Sim, and Azura did the Sim Centered Hangout a few weeks ago, we queued up that video with the route running and everything. That was Brozale's video. He made that video. And I remember talking with him on the phone and talking to him on the Xbox live chat, and he was straight up like, hey, as soon as he was playing Madden thoroughly, I mean, he was all in Madden 09, Madden 10. Halfway through Madden 10, he just quit playing. Reason why was because he got a hold of All Pro Football. He got a hold of APF. And it was like, as soon as he got a hold of that APF, He straight up was like, I ain't playing Madden no more. No more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, if anybody try to come at me and tell me I don't know nothing about Madden and I'm just being a 2K fanboy, check my stats. I'm ranked. I'm on the leaderboards. I'm playing it. I play Madden, but as soon as that was as soon as he got let me see here. What is it saying? Hold on. My mouse at? Okay. Okay. Let that go there. All right. Says okay. Hold on. It's okay. All right. But let me see. Just taking a look. I'm sorry. Train of thought got thrown off a little bit. It's had a pop up appear on screen here. Just checking. That's all. But all right. Ooh. Gameplay back up there. Okay. So it said from research is done. The 2K is while they make a deep franchise mode for APF. Yeah, like I understand the original, like what Greg, I think it was Greg Thomas had said, or was it Greg or Dave Thomas? I think no, Greg Thomas. What he had said about the game and why they didn't do a franchise mode is like because these are the legends. Like at that point in their prime, it was just a 1 year thing. So it was meant for it to be that way. Like it was meant to just be able to say, here's this great player at basically their absolute best peak at their prime point, use them for the one season, and then that's it. You know what I mean? It wasn't going any further than that. So we're not a big part of the game, but they, yeah, exactly. Yep. Well, that's basically what he was saying. Like it's getting them when they're in their peak prime, and that was basically it. Okay, it was Greg Thomas. All right, Greg Thomas. So yeah, so that's why they did it the way they did. He said I skipped 3 years from Madden 17 to this year's, and wow, I'm seeing some differences. See, even if I skipped a few years of Madden, it still would be like riding a bike. It wouldn't have been no different. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have been no different. Like as far as the game, like it would. You know what I'm saying? Like it would have been like, oh, okay, there's some nice animations that trigger, but it's like it still is lacking. Like I'll still be able to play all pro football. Like you see this throw right here. He tried to throw it to Witten, right? And he throws it right to the defender. Like in all pro football, they'll throw a elevated bullet to a point where either the receiver's gonna catch it in the back or it's just gonna fall, it's just gonna fly incomplete. Like, how come we don't have that in Madden? You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You know? So but yeah, man, like EA has to, EA at the end of the day has to do a lot better. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, I know we're talking about 2K stuff and everything else, but this is like Madden just has to be better. You know, they have to do a much better job. They have to deliver a game that is truly going to be worthwhile. And I mean, I know they haven't excuse me, they haven't truly done that. That's why it's like, if this deal goes through, I'm just like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Madden 21, Madden 21 is just gonna be like, oh, okay, man. Well, all right. And I mean, the one thing, once again, this is tipping the hat to the devs in this sense. But as you can see, Clint did an interview not too long ago on someone else's channel, and even he said Madden's got a long way to go to truly be that simulation title. And it's like, you know, he's not the CEO. He's not the CEO. He's not the president. He's not the guy in charge of what gets funded and all that. He's an he, even though he's a creative director over there, he has a very good position there, an important one. But at the same time, he doesn't run the show. So while he can say, "Yo, man, it's a long way to get this game where we really needed to be. Like, we really want to get it to a certain place." He's got to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Just like Rex, when Dubby asked Rex, and when he did his interview with him, he was like, "So what would you have done? Like, if you could have carried out your plan the way you really wanted to, how would you have went about it?" And he told him, there were so many things he wanted to do in regards to the game, he wasn't allowed to do it. So it's like, at the end of the day, this exclusivity thing, the reason why we're harping on this, it's not just because, oh man, everybody's being froze out. It's mainly because of how EA is running the ship. That's the biggest problem. If EA did a better job at running their stuff, we wouldn't even have I wouldn't be tripping. I would just be like, man, it would be nice to have another face in the crowd, but yeah, I mean, they doing a good job with what, as far as I'm concerned, they're doing a decent enough job with the game they had. That's why I feel the way with NBA 2K. Like, I feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same way with NBA 2K. Yeah, it sucks that NBA Live ain't there, but I'm not, I don't feel terrible. I don't feel terrible that Live isn't there. Are you kidding me? 2K20 is phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And also remember this little tidbit, guys, and I'm going to get ready to close this stream out. So I appreciate all you guys coming in here and hanging out here with me and just checking this out. But this is a key thing I want y'all to understand here. I didn't even mean to go an hour with this, but, I'm just going on. We're just dialoguing here. But the key thing to understand here about this is this. EA doing this monopolization stuff. These guys try to do the same thing with the NBA brand. They tried to have an exclusive deal with the NBA as far as their license as well. They were going to take the NBA license, and they would have been the only company to be able to make a NBA basketball game. So think about it. Look at the track that NBA basketball has been on under EA thus far. Live, NBA Elite, Live 13 cancellation, then Live 14, all the way up to this point. Look how little has been given. And now you're talking about, if they just think what could have been if 2K were X'd out the equation, because they would have had exclusivity. You see what I'm saying? We would have been up here playing NBA 2K11 all this time, like, and I would have been too, because I'm like, ain't no freaking way you gonna see me playing NBA basketball, NBA Live, like, yo, they actually did something great. Like, no, there's nothing they've done great yet. They've shown potential, but they haven't done anything great. They didn't do anything that really blows the mold open for basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that the NBA were the ones as well. Just understand that the NBA told them no. They're like, no, I'm not doing that kind of deal. I'm like, no. They didn't allow it. So I'm glad that was never allowed. So I appreciate the NBA for that. But invest more than needed because there's no reason from a business standpoint. They have the license and are making enough. Exactly, Havo. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Looking at that Unreal demo for PS5 and all that doesn't mean anything, because it all comes down to when these consoles are in the hands of the devs, and how they divvy up resources, and how much allocation, like how much are they really going to pour into these consoles. That's what matters the most. If they don't pour in, you ain't got to worry about none. You ain't got to worry about none of that. Okay? So just keep that stuff in mind, you guys. And understand this too, and I'm going to get off here, right? The NFL as a brand. EA, I mean not the NFL, excuse me. EA as a brand had the opportunity to do something phenomenal. Okay? They chose to manipulate the market. They have full control of the market. They can do whatever they want. It's like the best way to put it so I can make it quick. It's like the episode of The Simpsons, if you guys seen this one. The episode of The Simpsons where Homer met his brother for the first time, and his brother was wealthy and rich, and he ran his own car company and everything else. And he was like, you know what, brother? You can design your own car. And he messed around, and I mean, the architects and the designers and all that stuff all came to him with a base design, and he straight told them no, and this is how I want it to be, and all that stuff. And he was like, you're gonna unveil it at, like, he took what his brother's vision was as a serious one. And he ended up going bankrupt because he made some crazy looking contraption of a car. Just think if there was no Dodge. Now, like, put that in real world context. Think if there's no Dodge, no GMC, no Ford, no Toyota, no Audi, no nobody. They're the only company that can make a sedan. Listen, nobody else can make a sedan, right? All right. Nobody else can make a four-door vehicle that's a sedan, except company X, or that's EA or something like that, right? And they unveil this atrocious thing of a car, and they say, hey, for the next 10 years, for the next 15 years, we're the only ones that can make cars, and that's how the car is going to look like. So when people say they want a new car, guess what they're going to have to do? They're going to have to, whether they hate it or or despise it or whatever, they're going to have to buy that car. So what's going to happen is you have manipulated the market on purpose. So because you basically have put everyone in a funnel and said, guess what? You're all going to go down this funnel. But then when you report your numbers, you could say, hey guys, we had a phenomenal year and we did great things and all that stuff. It's like, but everybody's going through the same funnel. You had a great year compared to what? Oh, you mean compared to the year where you were by yourself as the only company able to make X product? Oh yeah. You see what I'm saying? You're not stacking up against legit competition. You don't have another company making four-door sedans to go up against you with. See, you had that with NBA Live, and you got took to the woodshed multiple times over. Oh, no, we got to go back to the drawing board. Oh, we got to go back to the drawing board again. Oh, well, let's go back to the drawing board again. Like, you kept getting... like, I mean, how many times have they went away? NBA Elite is coming, which I am going to do a video on NBA Elite. I was able to get my hands on a copy of that. I will be doing a video on that. But you go from that game. You go from that. You cancel that game. Then you attempt to come back with Live 13. Cancel that too. You come back with Live 14, 15, 16. You step away again for a year and a half. Then you come back again with Live 18, 19. Now you gone yet again. It's like you done went away 3-4 times. Like off of, like what's going on? You see what I'm saying? When you don't have a funnel there and you have to step up and you choose not to, that's how you get swallowed whole. Madden, you don't have to do that. So you can make the argument, like the popular thing I see some industry people say now is that, oh, you're too close to the product. That's why you feel the way you feel. You're too close to the product. If you say things bad about Madden, oh, you're too close to the product. That's why you feel that way. No, we know what we're talking about. We're not dumb. We are very smart, intelligent people. We know what we see and we know what we've played before. You know what I mean? It's got nothing to do with being close to a product. We know what we're talking about. So yeah, Live 19 wasn't a bad. Once again, Live 19 wasn't a bad game, but at the same time, Live 19 fell all the way off because the game, I'm telling you guys, the game we played at EA Play was not what we got at launch. And that's why that game fell off extremely fast. And even this is the other part too though, Bill, to your point. Even when you look at the online metrics of people streaming it, even from GameStop, they were talking about sales and everything. As soon as that 2K when NBA 2K, as soon as 2K went out, the numbers dropped straight down into the toilet. I mean, straight down. Like, and that's my whole point. You can't just bring a dog to the fight. You have to bring a dog that is willing to scrap into the fight. And then when you don't do that, that's how you end up getting swallowed whole by a game like 2K. You know what I'm saying? Because 2K brings the noise. Even though people say, oh, it's the same game and it sucks and everything. Like people say NBA 2K16 is their favorite game, but when 2K16 was out, there were tons of people complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that end up happening with 2Ks at the end of the day. It's just like with NCAA. You know, you had a lot of people complain about NCAA 14. Now that there is no NCAA 14 at this point, there was no follow up. Now NCAA 14 is this beast of a game. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same kind of effect, you know. But yeah, and understand this. This is and that's true. That's true. That is true. Like what my brother Sim just said, man. It's not it's not the devs that are saying that. Now just to make that clear. There are people that say that we're too close to the product and all that stuff too. And it's like we're not, it's got nothing to do with being close to the product. It's got everything to do with this product being problematic. You know what I mean? And that's a direct insult to our intelligence. And to anyone, if anyone else tries to tell you some junk like that, that's a direct insult to you and your intelligence. If somebody tries to tell you, oh, you're too close to the product, that's why you don't understand. No, that's a direct insult. You know what I'm saying? Like I've spent too much time doing this, understanding the ins and outs of what game has what and what game has this and what game has that. And I literally will load games up and play them occasionally as a refresher. So it's like, no, I know what these games have and don't have. Don't tell me that I don't. I'm like, when's the last time you played it? You know what I'm saying? When's the last time you loaded up PS2 Madden and played? So that way we can have a real discussion. Like, don't insult our intelligence. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. At the end of the day, you guys, like I said, look, you know, I built this. I spent the time. You know, I invested into this computer for multiple reasons that I built. You know, I did not build it to play games that are just going to not perform the way they need to, and just deal with it. No, if there are fire games out here that are really doing their thing, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be playing them and I'm going to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to play football games that are legit and that are on point. I'm going to. We're going Right. So, console can use PC mods on the next Madden. I mean, real talk at that point, guys, speed. You might as well just get yourself a gaming PC at that point. Like, put $600-700. You know, get. I would say so that you run it decently. Get like a good $600-700 up. You know, save it up if you know, and then just get yourself a gaming PC. For real, like you'll be better off doing that than just saying like, man, I hope on console they'll be able to let us do that. Like, you'll be better off that way, man. At the end of the day, so on the guy winning thousands off not throwing the ball once. Well, I'll say this to you real quick because I touched on that lightly. I'll say this about the joke situation, him winning the tournament, and I'll say this in regards to football. I don't care, and I'm not tripping about him winning the tournament because he just ran the ball. You have teams that scheme that way, like their attack is rushing. Very little throwing. I don't care about him not throwing the ball. The problem that I have is that he's not being punished. Just Chris, I'm saying. What's funny is, hold on, I'll say this real quick. I'm gonna answer your question. Just want to see this. Let's see. He said, "What's funny is when a person tries to discredit another one, saying you're too close to such and such. It always means that the person doesn't see the flaws. They can't even exactly know, man. That's right. So." You silly Bills. You a fool, man. No, but I'm not upset that Joke did what he did. Okay? I can't blame him because, like I said, if the system allows you to exploit the stuff and EA allows you to exploit the stuff, I'm not going to get mad at nobody at that. It's just like Volterax when he was swerve glitching in Madden 16. If they allow it, I'm not going to get mad at him. Like, it is what it is, right? I'm not going to get mad at that. You know, it makes the game look terrible, though, but I'm not going to get mad at that they allowed it. You know what I mean? So, the thing is about Joe is that he used a punter that can hand the ball off quickly. So he had a punter at the quarterback spot, so he can hand the ball off pretty quick. And I think it was like, so he can hand the ball off to the left side and he can hand the ball off quicker. So it's like, to a degree, he could hand the ball off quicker than the defense could possibly react. And if the player movement was a lot better, he wouldn't have scored. There's a great probability that he may not have scored two of his touchdowns. Two of his touchdown runs. Also, if you look at, one of those touchdown runs he wouldn't have got because of the way players can unrealistically change direction. It feels like they just swerve in hummingbird. So there's that. Player movement, being a lot more refined, being biomechanical as they promoted with Ignite. What we were supposed to get is biomechanical player movement. So if they had that in the game, he wouldn't have been able to cut up and get the touchdown the way he did. That's the number one. Secondly, if you look at Madden, once again, talking about the passing game, if Madden had its passing placement and trajectories that they had back from PS2 and Xbox days, I'm not even referencing All Pro Football, even though APF to me, actually, technically the best pass control that I've really played, in my opinion, was NFL Fever 04. That read and lead control is arguably, to me at least, that is the best pass control that I've ever seen, that I've ever had a chance to use. Having the pass controls for Madden, if the passing was better done like they had done back on PS2 and Xbox, his opponent, I forgot his name, but his opponent, there's a good chance that he would have got carved up on some of those plays, and who knows, he may have been able to cut, he may have been able to turn it upfield for 6. You know what I'm saying? So while he's saying like, oh man, like, that's why I got this player, and that's why, it's like, you had players you had O-linemen on his team that were missing blocks as the defender ran around the edge, which, since the system runs off of the 2-man canned animations, he should have been blocked. You know what I'm saying? Those players should have been blocked. There were at least, like, I would say 2 instances of getting sacked where he shouldn't have got sacked because his O-lineman failed to rotate over and pick the block up. So there were 2 instances there of that. What's in that? What else was there? And as far as the secondary play, yes, like I said, I'll give him props. He played good Madden defense because the way he had his defenders positioned, he had cornerbacks and safeties in position to take away 2 routes. Once again, a football player is not able to take away 2 routes, realistically. And that's once again, if player movement is refined, he wouldn't be able to do all that. He would have to commit. He would have to position a defender and just hope that, okay, if he goes this way, fine. If he go, you got and you got to live with the outcome. But he positioned himself so, based off of the way Madden pass trajectories are, he would have been able to pick them off. Because the pass trajectories, you can't truly throw receivers open, and you can't throw elevated bullets or lobs to a direct spot. So that's a problem. That's a big problem in Madden in general. That was not a big problem back on PS2 and Xbox days. So there's that. Otherwise, that's the key reason why he won that game. So if he played based off of football strategy and know-how and not Madden exploitation and shortcomings, basically, that's what he capitalized on. We may have seen, and I mean, he still may have won the game, but it would have been a much better playing game that he would have had to play, a much more strategic game that he would have to play to win. It basically looked like checkers out there. There's no chess to it. It's more checkers. And I'm not saying that to be disrespectful to Attorney Guy. It's just the way Madden is right now. That's the way the game is played. This game does not play to the intelligence of a Clint Oldenburg or a Anthony White or any of those people in that building. There's a ton of intelligent people that work in that building that know football, and we experienced it firsthand multiple times, conversations and all that stuff. It's just a matter that they have to be allowed to do the work, and they have to be empowered along the way. We gave you the resources. We hired more people. We did this and third. Like, you got to do what you have to do so that way they can accomplish whatever goal they need to. And if you're not going to do that, it's always going to be a problem at the end of the day. Okay? So, but I went on long enough, man. That's the key thing right there. One man can cover a 40-yard radius in Madden. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and what's crazy is in Madden 19, that was one of the key things when the game came out. The player movement was in a much better spot where it was like, defenders couldn't take away two routes with one player, and that's so clearly they reverted that. And see, that's what I'm saying. Every time they take, and that's the other big problem, and I'm gonna get off here. I know I've said this like 3-4 times now, but it's like I'm just unloading a lot of these thoughts. Every time these dev teams, this is why you can't, like, at least for me, I wouldn't go at devs, I wouldn't dare to, because when you see these devs implement elements and aspects into the game, they always get gutted out because someone feels a certain way. Yeah, exactly, Sim. Like, there's things they implement into the game that are sound elements, and it's like once the masses get a hold of them, or once a certain player sector type, tournament or casual gamers mainly, once they get their hands on the game, oh nope, it's got to be rolled back. Nope, I can't do this, I can't do that, I need to be able to do all these things. And now we're talking about playing once again an arcadey style of football again, and it's like, this is some bull. It pisses me off when we should have a game that plays much better. And I know we can have a game that plays much better. It's not acceptable, dude. So, yeah, we got to have more. We deserve more. We should have more at this point in time. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, like, if you took all the features, let's say the dev team never bended, never folded on anything the community said, and they're like, look, we're gonna take our football knowledge and just produce. You go from Madden 25 all the way up till now. Madden 20 would be a great game. Madden 20 would be a great game. It would be a great playing game. Now, franchise mode, I don't know where that would be at. But as far as core gameplay is concerned, all the stuff they've added from Madden 25 onward would have been phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, still has, yeah, Sim. I already know what you mean on that one, bro. Good thing, Matt. And like, do you think Madden 20 before any patches was better than? To a degree, it was better. To a degree, but there were some things that were touched that from Madden 19 that once again should have never been touched. You know what I'm saying? Like player movement was so much better. That's why it cracked me up when people were like, "Oh, player movement is so bad." I was like, "No, player movement was a lot better in Live 19." That's the thing that EA keeps doing. They keep distancing people from features they've done even on this generation. Madden 25, that player movement there. It's like people have been distanced so far from it that they don't remember how that player movement was. And that was something you promoted for Madden 19. You know what I'm saying? Was that player movement? They're like, oh, this player movement is so problematic, and oh, they just need to. It's like, no, the player movement is fine. Like, what are you talking about? It's a problem. So yeah. So I apologize. Look, they just got it. It has to be. It has to be better than this. At the end of the day, it has to be better than this. Okay. So, like I said, I'm hopeful, but at the same time, if it's not there, I'm not gonna be super duper surprised and everything like that. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be enjoying gaming, for real. Like, I'll be waiting on Sabo and those guys to do mods for the game, and then once they do their mods and all that, then yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back on at that point. But hold on, you guys. Give me one second here. All right, so back. But yeah, they gotta deliver. Can I expand on the mods? Well, I mean, I don't have. Let me see. I don't think I have the Discord. I'm gonna go to the Discord for you real quick, just to talk on these mods real quick, you guys, and then I'm gonna get off here. But what's an example? Hold on. Let me go to. Let me go to here. That's the franchise mod. Dang it. I'm trying to find it, so just bear with me here 1 second. All right, so like here, this is, well, hold on. Like, all right, let me find an example. Okay, so like, here's an example. Here's an example. I'm just gonna read a few of these off for you. All right, so he said EA Suits just walked in. You silly. No, I was talking to my wife. Let me see. I'm holding up good, Dr. Funk, man. Hanging in there. Family's being safe. Doing my best to keep them safe. You know what I'm saying? We're all doing real well. Who was it that asked a question about the mods? Oh yeah, there it is. I don't know why. All right, so here. Actually, I'm about to jump off Antoine. I'm in a minute here, but just to talk about these mods, this is an example. So this is from one of the versions of the gameplay mods. Like, and this is just community stuff done. So join the Discord, like my man Sabo. You know what I mean? Shoot, I gotta get the link from him, but I'll make sure when I stream Madden going forward, once I get everything set up and queued up, I'm gonna make sure that I'll link his Discord in the description so that way you can join in. This is only for PC Madden. Just understand this. This is not, none of this is on console, so there's nothing that can be done about console with this. But it's like for example, turned on coaches challenges, replace Chargers playbook with Ravens to replicate their new offense, change CPU play calling defensive script, remove wide 9 from CPU play calling, decrease players speed and acceleration bonuses, decrease AI QB forcing passes, decrease QB scramble fumbles, decrease interceptions, increase run fit times, increase CPU run blocking, increase run defense react times, increase knockout chance, increase pass rush, increase coverage, increase fatigue effects, increase CPU missed field goal chances, increase kick meter speed, and fix punting. See what I'm saying? So that's from one of the versions that they did of the mod in terms of making additions and refinements to the game. So you see, so that's what I'm saying. Like with these mods, they're able to do a lot of stuff to the game. Like, and this is just a piece. You know what I'm saying? They've done various mods throughout the years and everything, and just kept updating and updating and updating stuff. So, and then on console with the QBs. So it's like, yeah, but see the difference here, Bills, though, is that with the sliders can't override what this stuff does. That's that's one thing I can say with full confidence. Like this is like playing on all Madden. Like I'm playing this game on all Madden default. No slider set, none of that stuff. And it's like the game plays a clean version of football. You know what I'm saying? And the other thing too is from talking to Sabo, he's saying play it on competition mode on top of that. So I'm not even playing it in sim mode. And I played a game last night and it felt good. Like it played pretty clean. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right. The forcing passes situation. Yeah, but that's the whole thing about it though, Bills. It's like, there is no overrides and everything. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying, Bills. Like from what you're saying, and I'm not, we talk. I already know how you get down, but I'm just saying like this is with just the mods by itself, not touching any players. This is what's able to happen. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. And then they've done stuff with franchise mode to make the franchise mode player progression more realistic across the board. So that's why I got to get with them on this and figure out how to get everything working right. Once we do, golden. The mod has an updated roster with rookies. Yeah, I think so. Well, no. The gameplay mod, all the gameplay mod does, this is about addressing gameplay stuff. This is not about rosters. But, hold on. But, let me see, Sim. I think I got you, bro. Hold on a second. I think this is the most recent one. Let me see. It's, Union. Okay, added. Trans file. Season career sets. Rookies. Okay. Rookie sign. All of the transactions. Yeah, so the latest mod they have, as far as I think this is franchise file, if I'm not mistaken. I'll find out. I haven't applied this yet, so I gotta check and see Sim. But the newest mod they did, I think it was last week. It they added the new Rams unis. Um, okay, yeah, they did some cosmetic mods. They updated the statistics. They have a franchise file in here, so if you want to start a franchise with them, they have that. They updated all the career stats to match real life. Um, Updated all drafted rookies, numbers, colleges, height, weight, everything to be accurate for that. Shout out to Cursive and C4 for that one. Contract information for first round rookies signed in real life. Basically, I think Tua and Derek Brown. Fixed some rookies not having matching cleats. That's nothing. Updated all other transactions to the current date. Updated the news and tweet section. And they use Sabo's and T Dog's trait / X Factor tool on the franchise file. So you see what I'm saying? So it's like they've done a lot with getting this game, better. And I mean, yes, the game still got the X factors and all that in here, but they make it so that the X factors are not cheesy, or as cheesy. Like there's only so much manipulation they can do to the game, but they try to stabilize the X factors in the game as best as they can, so you still can enjoy it and still play it. You're just not getting hit with too much over the top ridiculous stuff. So I gotta go through. Like I said, I haven't played any franchise. I just installed Madden on here a few days ago, so the only mod I've added is just the core gameplay mod. And I mean, you saw CPU versus CPU, but I did play. Like I said, I played only one, maybe two games. Uh, excuse me. So far, Madden, and yeah, it was clean. Like I'm not going front. It was clean. So in Sim, I'm gonna talk to you about getting on the PC version. I'll talk to you, bro, about that. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I mean, console's my vibe too. Don't get me wrong. Like console, I always love console space, but getting on that PC space ain't bad either. And I mean, the thing is, you got this versatility here, so it's like if a title update doesn't do it right, you got people in these communities that can really get into the game, and to some degrees they can really, like, they can legitimately fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like they can do some stuff to the game to be like, yeah, this game ain't gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be a heck of a lot better than what the company is doing. You know what I mean? Or excuse me, what the company is allowed to do. So that's the kind of thing, once again, like going back to the point about what the devs are able to do, can't do. If somebody's at home and they got the know-how and the ability to do it, who gonna stop them? You know what I mean? Like they can manipulate the game and be like, yo, I got this thing rolling. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you in the office and you're told that you can't do XYZ, you just got to go along with it. There is no, oh man, well, I'm going to do it my way anyway. Like you can't. You're held back. You're handcuffed on purpose, You said a solid PC to run it smoothly. You could probably, like I said, you could probably do like a six. I would say at least, I would say probably like a $700 PC. And I would go there, like, excuse me, just from browsing around, like, cause I did browse around a bit when I was looking, but like I would probably, like, you could probably do like like I would say between 650, 750. You could get yourself a legit PC and you could run this games like Madden. You could run them at legit, like legit settings, and you're not hurting yourself at all. You know what I'm saying? So I would do something like that. I mean, it wasn't that, and understand this, on my other PC I had, it wasn't that I couldn't run Madden at all. I could run Madden and understand that. Like, I could run Madden, and the PC I had, the PC that I was using mainly before was more of a budget PC, and I've had it for like about nearly 5 years. You know, so so I could, like, don't get me wrong, like, you definitely can get yourself a decent PC and just be running things at, mid, like, I would say mid level, and you'll be able to add all the content, add all the mods and everything else, and the game will play smooth for you. You know what I'm saying? And then you can experience it. And I mean, you got to play some games to experience it, but it's crazy to be able to play this game on all Madden straight up, and it's like it's football. It's giving you a football feel, even though it's not that true football experience that we all truly crave to the fullest extent. But they do manipulate the system to a degree, so that way they give it to us the best as possible. Okay. So, look into it. You know what I mean? Like I said, this the computer I built here. If you guys saw me on Twitter, I shared the build a little bit. I shared the pieces and everything that I had in it and all that good stuff. So I did. It's saying playing on comp and it's playing better. Yeah. So I mean, I mean, you could go, heck, you could go. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, I know with this COVID situation going on, that's one thing, but I would say, like, you could go to Best Buy, you know what I'm saying, and get yourself a joint from there, or go to websites like PC or I Buy Power PC. Like, look, like those kind of sites where they have. I wouldn't go to Origin, like, you know what I'm saying. Origin is if you're going for that high end, like if you got at least 1,500 at a bare minimum, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's them. But you could go to, like, I Buy Power PC or what is it? Dang, who is it? Hold on, let me look. I'm gonna search here for you. Just give me a hot second, and I'll jump off here. Let me see. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you got Digital Storm, I Buy Power that you could go to. Yeah, Cyber Power PC. You can even go to Newegg. Go on to Newegg and find yourself a joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have them there too. Digital Storm. Excuse me. The main three I'll look at: Digital Storm. That's one. iBuyPower .com. Go there as well, and then CyberPower PC, and that's it. Go to one of those three. Look at, take a look at the Oh, really? It doesn't want to cooperate right now. Okay, for whatever reason, CyberPower doesn't want to cooperate right now. Um, Let me see here. And I mean, they got a builder to help you go through and get your computer set up, like, based off of whatever it is you're trying to, well, whatever it is that you may be trying to get. So, I go through, take a look. And I mean, heck, if you Google it, if you just Google it, gaming PC under $700 or gaming PC, like whatever your budget is, you know what I'm saying? Like, take a look there and they'll get you squared away. So, all right, well, okay. Plays better on comp mode than sim mode. I know, right? And that had me bugging too. You know what I'm saying? That had me bugging too. See, that's what I'm saying. That's like what Sim said right there, man. Like, Sim, and I mean, you guys have seen his PC already. You see his, videos he's rendering and all that stuff when he's streaming and everything else or whatever, when we do our show together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, hey, big guy. Ah, Buddy. Mr. Lunchbuggy. Hey. Say what's going on, everybody. What is going on, y'all? But nah, so yeah, like just go to those sites, catch some sales. You may catch a sale, see a good deal or something like that. Capitalize it and get yourself a joint off of there. Like I said, a decent mid-level joint, and yeah, you'll be in the house. So do that. That's the best I got for you, man. But as far as advising, other than building your own, now if you're gonna build your own, now there you go. Now if you could build your own, if you don't mind building your own PC, then that's when you can look and build a budget PC. Like you could get yourself a budget PC for and I mean there are you see it on YouTube. Like there are people that will give you could get a piece, you can build a PC that if you bought one online may cost you $800-900, but you can build it for $500. Like in terms of the pieces, in terms of the cost for all the pieces. So just something to look at as well. And I mean, you get some good longevity out the PC as well. So it's like they usually do benchmark tests and all that good stuff. So that way you can directly see, oh, okay, so if I build this PC out, I'm going to be able to perform at level X. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like you're just building something blindly and you wouldn't have any idea. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, those PCs, like what Sim talking about, yep, them boys will be already ready to go. So, but all right, you guys, I've been on here long enough. I said about nearly an hour ago. All right, I'm about to get off. You know what I'm saying? but no, I've been enjoying dialoguing with you guys, and yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, regardless if they sign a deal, I seriously hope they don't sign the deal, and I hope that deal is not exclusive and it is opened up to some degree. But excuse me, but if it's not an opened up deal and EA is the only one, I just hope that at some point, they'll actually cater to the sport of football the way it should be catered to, and not this cheesy way. Because, I mean, every year you're going to have a situation like you had Problem do with that fullback dive, like you had Volterax do with the swerve glitching, like you have this year with, Joke doing what he did, punter at quarterback, and he won a title, like, by cheesing. You know what I mean? Like, this game has to get to a football state. Because, I mean, the one thing I'll say about NBA 2K is, yeah, while NBA 2K have their issues and they have their cheese and their glitches and shortcomings too, I could watch the 2K League and I see people play, and I see people get broke down and busted, like ankles broke, beat off the post, in terms of posting up and all that stuff, beating the post, rebounded, shot blocked, all that stuff. I see all those things happen based off of basketball principle, like off of what legitimately happens during basketball games. You know what I mean? So it can be done. They just gotta step up and do it. But what do you say? I was going to build one, so I saw that one, but yeah, oh, okay. See? There you go. So yeah. But yeah, so hey, let's see what happens. Like I said, we'll see what happens. And I mean, you already know especially if the decision is made in time, you already know that's already going to be a topic Sim and I going to break bread on the show next week. So, but all right, you guys all take care. This was a fun stream. I enjoyed it. I shall holla at you guys later, and I will see y'all on the next one. I'm gonna get some kind of rotation going where I stream and cut videos at the same time. Break bread, put all that stuff together, put that in the videos and all that. But you guys take care. Say bye, big guy. See ya. Say see you guys. But all right, I may be back on later on or whatever. You know, I'm gonna have some family stuff going on. But if I'm able to get back on later, I may get back on later, play some Madden or something like that or whatever. But until then, God bless you guys. This is a lot of fun. Take care, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.